Hi, this is Mr. Mark, and today I'm going to give you a class on my social media life. We will be asking the essential question, how does social media affect our relationships? Our three learning objectives are, number 1, identify the role of social media in students' lives. Number 2, reflect on the positive and negative effects social media use has on their relationships. Number 3, recognize red flag feelings when using social media and use the feelings and options thinking routine to consider ways to handle them. Social media. It includes websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. What percentage of people in this class do you think are on social media, like Instagram, Snapchat, Discord, or something similar? If I were to guess, I would say more than 90% of the students in these classes are on social media. Legally, many social media sites require that you be at least 13 years old to sign up, and some even require you to be 17 or 18. Let's look at this slide. Social media, social life for the year 2018 among 13 to 17-year-olds in the United States. The statement says, social media use among teens has increased dramatically. In this chart, we see the percentage of teens with a smartphone, also the percentage of teens who use social media multiple times a day. In 2012, the percent of teens with a smartphone was 41%, but since then it has gone up 89%. And also in 2012, 34% of teens use social media multiple times a day. In 2018, 70% of teens use social media multiple times a day. Teens overwhelmingly choose Snapchat as their main social media site. 22% choose Instagram, and 15% choose Facebook. Let's watch this video to see what some teens say are some benefits of social media or some problems or drawbacks of social media.
Sometimes when I'm sad, I like to communicate with my friends on social media, and that really makes me feel less lonely.
The thing I love most about social media is to stay connected with my friends.
Over spring break, I broke my phone and I didn't have it for a week and everyone thought I was dead. It was just so impossible to contact me.
I do get like a little stressed like when there's this huge thing that's awesome and I can't be a part of it. And that's kind of worrying. That gets like worrying sometimes.
After getting my phone, in-person interactions, it's been replaced by text and call and FaceTime.
I'm always with my friends, but when I'm not with them, I'm always talking to them on social media.
It's a lot easier to just meet up with people wherever you are, as long as you have a way to connect with them. So whether that be texting or Snapchatting or calling them, it's really easy instead of having to communicate through your parents.
I would say it's very normal in today's world to be hanging out with people that you're close to or even not so close to and have moments where you're both just silently sitting on your phones.
I don't really feel pressured by my friends directly to be on social media, but sometimes I'll see them get out their phone and start looking at Instagram or something.
I think when it fills that space, there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but I do see now that seems, when that's the extent of what you do with a person, that's when it starts to bother me.
Me and my friends are on our phones a lot at the same time. I honestly don't really know why we do it while we're together, but we do.
I get like stressed out, like, oh, I'm probably missing this big thing and I can't comment on it or anything like that.
It always looks more fun when you're not there.
Even if they're doing homework, it makes it seem like they're having a great time doing whatever they're doing.
I generally don't really get that jealous of when I see like photos of my friends together. That doesn't really bug me. I definitely do check it, and sometimes I get sidetracked.
It still sucks to see that 3 or 4 of your friends are out going shopping and you're not there.
People that I know actually worry about how many followers they have compared to other people, and like if they're not getting as many messages, and it just causes so much unnecessary drama, I would say.
Followers isn't like what you should be worrying about, and should be worrying about like being with your friends and things that you like to do, like basketball or reading or other things.
If you are on your phone all the time, you will just tend to feel more lonely, low energy.
I sometimes wish that it wasn't a thing so I could just hang out with my friends and play basketball or do other things like that.
After watching the video, what did teens say were some benefits of social media? And what did they identify as problems or drawbacks? Well, some benefits might be you can connect with friends and share pictures of what you are doing or thinking, and share exciting things you're doing. Stay up to date on the latest happenings. However, some possible problems or drawbacks: it's distracting. You feel you have to be in it all the time. There's pressure to be perfect. There's pressure to look like your life is great. It can make you feel sad and sometimes even depressed. Sometimes using social media this much can sometimes lead to oversharing, which is sharing personal feelings, information, or experiences that later make you feel uncomfortable or regretful. Some examples of oversharing include things like sharing thoughts or feelings in the heat of the moment, sharing things you wouldn't want everyone to see, such as photos from a party, or of you acting silly or weird, but then it was shared with a bigger group of people, sharing every detail of your life, like what you ate for breakfast, or every thought that comes to your mind. Now let's do a little thought activity. As you see these statements up on the screen, I want you to think about, do you agree with, or do you disagree with, or are you not sure? For example, posting on social media allows me to connect with people who have the same interests as I do. Do you agree with this? Many people do. What about this one? If you're having a bad day, social media makes it worse. You scroll through and see how great everyone else's life seems. It's depressing. Agree or disagree? Let's try another. Building real relationships with people is much easier face to face. Those relationships are stronger and last longer. Do you agree, disagree, or not sure? What about this one? Social media isn't really about connecting with other people. It's just about showing off who you want people to think you are. In the video, students talked about both positive and negative experiences using social media. Some of their negative experiences were caused by feelings of being isolated, anxious, or uncomfortable. These feelings can be red flags. A red flag feeling is when something happens on digital media that makes you feel uncomfortable, worried, sad, or anxious. It's a warning that something might be wrong. When you have a red flag feeling, it's important to slow down, pause, and think about how you're feeling by using the feelings and options steps. Let's look at those now. The feelings and options steps wants you to ask yourself 4 things. It wants you to identify who are the different people involved in the scenario and what dilemma or challenge are they facing. It wants you to think about each person's dilemma and what they are feeling, and why might the situation be hard or challenging for each of them. Then, it wants you to imagine options for how the situation could be handled. Come up with as many ideas as possible. There's no one right answer. Then choose which option might lead to the most positive outcome where most people feel good or taken care of. And then say, thinking more about the idea you chose for handling the situation, what could the people involved say? Now we're going to work on the handout, noticing red flag feelings. The handout has a scenario in which you can use the feelings and options checklist to answer your question. Let's read the directions together. Part 1. Read the dilemma below and then complete the feelings and options steps. Please answer in complete sentences when possible. Missing out. For months, Ada and her 3 closest friends had been waiting for a new movie to come out. The movie was based on one of their favorite books, and they promised they would see it all together and then go out for pizza. On the movie's opening weekend, Ada had a last-minute emergency and wasn't able to go. The others decided to go anyway because they had really been looking forward to it. That night, they posted constantly about their fun and new inside jokes. Ada wanted to keep connected, but seeing the constant post bummed her out. She felt like no one even cared that she had missed out on their plans. So let's look at the identify part of the feelings and option checklist. So it asks, who are the different people involved in the scenario? What dilemma and challenge are they facing? Notice I put 50 words right after that. That means for this section, I want you to write 50 words for your answer. So all you do is look up above and answer the question. Who are the different people? Well, there's Ada and her 3 closest friends. And what dilemma or challenge are they facing? And answer that part for number 2. Let's look at the next one. For the feel part, what do you think each person in the dilemma is feeling? That's for the first part. And why might the situation be hard or challenging for each of them? 50 words. That's for both questions. So a total of 50 words for the whole thing, not 50 words for part 1 and part 2. Let's look at the next one. Imagine how the situation could be handled. Come up with as many ideas as possible. There's no one right answer. Then highlight which option might lead to the most positive outcome where most people feel good or taken care of. 50 words for the whole thing. Thinking more about the idea you chose for handling the situation, what could the people involved say? And how would they say it? For example, if you choose in person, write 50 words about why you chose in person. And then write out the conversation down here below. There is a part 2, which requires 25 more words for each question. What if it was a regular sleepover rather than a movie outing? Should the friends reschedule or stick with the plans without Ada? 25 words. What if the friends posted comments and captions on their pics saying they were sorry Ada was not with them? 25 words. Does it make a difference why Ada could not attend? What if Ada's emergency was that her mom was in the hospital? What if it was that she had been grounded for sneaking out of the house? 25 words. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.